All right, if your denominators are factorable, do that first. So, the first fraction denominator has a common factor of x. The second fraction denominator is a difference of squares. Do not reorder it. 2 times 2, put those in the first spots. X times x, plus and minus. All right, when I go to form my common denominator, look at it first. I have additive inverses. From a previous question, I said we do not want to treat those as different factors. We want to make them the same. You could do it, but it would just be a disaster. I don't even know if you could get to the right answer because you'd have things you wouldn't know how to factor, okay? So don't do it. So we're going to make them the same. We're going to make this x minus 2. But again, we're going to take out a negative then, which is going to make that question a subtraction instead. But as Zach asked earlier, if it were subtraction, it would become addition. Okay, so it becomes the opposite operation. Okay, so let's form our LCD. Start with the left. I need an x, plain x. So I put it down. I need an x minus 2. So I put that down. I need 2 plus x. So I'm going to write that down. And if you like it to say x plus 2 better, you can go ahead, it doesn't matter. I would myself. And then I need x minus 2, which I already have, so I'm not going to write it again. All right, so now we're going to start comparing. We've formed our LCD, now we're going to compare. This denominator, which has x minus 2, needs to look like this. So it's missing or needs the 2 plus x or x plus 2, however you want to write it. The second fraction, which has 2 plus x and x minus 2, compared to my LCD, needs the x, the plain x. So we're ready to FOIL. X minus 3 times 2 plus x. So first times first is 2x. Outer times outer is x squared. Inner times inner is minus 6. And last times last is minus 3x. And then I go to my second term, which I'm distributing an x, but make sure you make it a negative x. Negative x times x is negative x squared. Negative x times negative 4 is a positive 4x. That's the hardest part, obviously. Okay? Now we do 3 steps. Can I add and subtract? Yes. My x squareds look like they cancel, and I have 2, 6, minus 3, I have 3x. And minus 6 when I add my like terms. Over my denominator. Factor if you can, and I can. I can take out a 3. And reduce or cancel if I can, and I can, my x minus 2's. Okay, question there. Caleb.
What would have happened if at the very beginning you would have done the other additive inverse one and made it?
Good question. Good question. Okay, here's his question. What if instead of making this x minus 2, I would have made this 2 minus x? Okay, so that's not a problem. But what would have happened then is your negative would have had to go here. So whichever fraction you're changing, the sign change has to go with that fraction. So your plus sign would have remained a plus sign. You would have had a negative up here, okay? You would have had to FOIL and then distribute the negative to all those things. A little more complicated, but you can do it, okay? All right, so I'm finished with notes. I